I'm not the first person to have said this or to have come up with this idea, but the amount of people that don't believe this and actively don't believe this is just alarming to me. So I felt the need to say this. Innovation is not risky. It is actually more stabilizing than anything else, because it puts you in control of your life, and it does something that creates value from you, and as opposed to just adding to somebody else's value. So, for example, maybe you think that being an entrepreneur might be more risky than working for an established company. But in which scenario are you in charge of your own destiny? And in which scenario do you have power? And are you creating value that is stemming from yourself? And I'm not saying that everyone has to be an entrepreneur. But if you work at a corporation, then you need to be innovating in some capacity to bring value to that organization, or else you're replaceable. And innovation is just obviously ramping up these days with technological advancements and, you know, a lot of different advancements as society. I mean, the past 10 years has just been tremendous how many things have changed technologically, and what we're capable of now versus then with the internet. And, you know, I don't want to beat a dead horse here. I think you all know, like, you're all watching this on YouTube. This did not exist just in the short term, or in the near past. Is that a term? This didn't exist, like, not that long ago. And now I'm able to communicate this idea to people that subscribe to me, to people that see it come up on their sidebar who are interested in this topic. I'm able to grow a decent enough following of people that are interested in Myers-Briggs and personality and stuff like that. That wasn't possible before. And there are just so many people innovating that you literally have to join, or else you're going to be replaceable. Back in the day, if you were just doing what you were told, then maybe you can have a pretty stable life. But right now, everyone is innovating, and just things are changing. And the things that we usually refer to as taking a risk aren't actually really risky, because the alternative is much more risky. To do nothing is much more risky than to take a risk. And it's something that I am very passionate about explaining to people, that believing in yourself, understanding what your passion is, and trying to create an impact in the world, and going after your purpose, all these sort of buzzword things that you've probably heard before, those things are not and should not be scary, because the alternative is much more scary. And to not have a purpose, to not be making an impact, that is detrimental. Like, you aren't going to really have anything to sustain you, because the external world is changing so much. And so if you want to be stable, then you have to be consistently creating value from the internally. You must be creating value. You cannot expect nothing in the external world is a given. And I'm sorry, censors, especially SJs. Sorry, it's getting sunny. I'm sorry to you if that's hard to try and think of, how can I create something that doesn't exist yet? But we all have to do that, because that's what's happening. Like, to just try and add on to something that already exists in the external isn't really working anymore. And you're gonna be left out in the cold if you aren't doing that. I hope that makes sense. Like I said, I'm not the first person to be sharing ideas like this. I mean, like, Seth Godin wrote a whole book almost about this. Like, Gary Vee talks about this stuff. Like, It's not like I came up with this idea, but I definitely see it everywhere I go. And it's becoming so important for people to need to find the need to create something that doesn't exist in the sensory external world, because this external world is not going to support you. It's changing every year. It's changing. Our cell phones are changing each year. Our updates on our MacBook keep changing. Like, if you want to play the game, you're gonna have to play the game. You can't sit back. And what I really believe is that we are entering a time where each individual person is going to be able to be themselves, contribute a gift that only they can contribute. And it takes introspection to know what that is. We can't be following anyone, because the gift that is going to be the gift that the world most needs is the gift that you have that only you can give. And we all need to be individuals like this, and we all need to be carving our own path. We cannot just Google like how to be a doctor, how to be a journalist, how to be an engineer. You can't do what has been done. The paradigm is changing. It's happening right now. You have a unique gift that only you can give, and it is what the world needs. And each person needs to and must figure out what that gift is, figure out what their purpose is, and impact the world with that, with your uniqueness. Because all the problems of the world, I believe, would be solved if every person was able to offer their energy in the most productive way for them. So I hope that this is making sense. I am so passionate about this. Oh my gosh, I'm so riled up. I just really want everyone to believe in themselves, because there's really no alternative. Like, I wish I could tell you that I'm saying believe in yourself, be inventive, because I want you to be happy or because I want to empower you. I'm telling you that if you don't, you're gonna hate your life. Like, you are. Like, all the good jobs for people that aren't, all like the mid-scale jobs of like just having a decent salary, working for a decent corporation, those are gone. There's gonna be shit jobs that you don't want to do, being a robot or just like doing what you're told, or there's gonna be really creative, inventive, unique jobs where you are serving the world in a way that only you can. So there's no alternative. You can't sit back. And I'm mostly talking to you NPs, because you have the most to offer. I really do believe that. Well, not like the most to offer. Everyone has a lot to offer, but NPs have a lot of things to offer that the world needs right now, especially our sensor-led world. But the NPs don't believe in themselves because they don't see that existing already, but it's what is needed. Especially you, INFPs. Oh my gosh, if you're an INFP and you are watching this and you're like, I don't know. Oh my God, the world would be so much better if you were contributing your unique gift, because it is what the world needs right now. Anyway, I don't care what type you are. Whatever your passion is, whatever your unique gift to give, if you aren't giving it, then the world desperately needs it. And we need all of us to do it. All of us. So, innovation is not risky. It's risky to sit back and keep doing things the way that they are, because, like, there's so many problems in this world that would be solved if people would be willing to offer their gift. And don't let any corporation or any boss or any person dim your light, because we need more people shining their light. We don't need clones and robots. We need innovators, and there's no other way to do it right now. Thanks for watching, and have a terrific weekend.